Welcome to Transformation Journeys with Awaken Group and host Glen Barber.
Welcome to a new episode of Transformation Journeys, which is our interview series where we explore transformational insights with our industry experts. My name is Glen Barber and I'm the lead partner at Awaken Group. Now, Awaken Group is a transformation design firm that supports organizations in either consultancy services or capability building. And today's topic, we're going to be looking at and having discussion around how to create a strong safety culture. Now, many people might associate a safety culture with an organization that is purely a blue-collar business or just works in the operational world out there. Now, it couldn't be further from the truth. Building a safety culture, having great safety, is also about having a great business. And as organizations that are looking to bounce back from the COVID-19, they're already starting to think, how do we actually position ourselves for the future? And a key part of that should be around safety. That's employee safety, it's customer safety, and it's organizational improvement. So looking at those risks. Now, the two people who are going to help us with this discussion and this exploration are two industry experts. The first, I'd like to introduce you to Charlie Weldon. Now, Charlie has been a safety and operational consultant, coach for well over 30 years now, and has worked across the globe in helping leaders establish their safety practices. And I'd also like to welcome Chris Hall. Chris Hall has been a principal safety and risk professional for well over 30 years in the working everywhere from the North Sea down to below Australia, in the oil and gas, in the mining sector, in logistics, heavy industry, and so on. So Charlie, can you please start us off and just share with us, what does it actually look like to be, what is a good or what does a great safety culture look like?
The way I see it, a good safety culture is when the entire organization, top to bottom, has safety as a core value. And the entire organization makes safety a part of everything they do. From the CEO down through the office workers to the frontline workers, all consider working safe a part of their every way doing business.
And Chris, can you just build on that for me in regards to what are some of the proactive elements of a great safety culture through your eyes?
Always leaders are fully engaged, they're accountable and they're visible. The workforce are involved. The safety beliefs and attitudes and values are integrated at every level. Communication is great. Lessons learned are actually learned. There's a no blame culture. We do things right first time via operational discipline. Those are some of the key things that we need to do.
Okay, thanks, Chris. So Charlie, when you go into large organizations, what do you often see go wrong when it comes to safety?
It's important to start at the top of the organization. One of the things I see wrong is some companies say they would like to have a bottom-up safety program.
Yeah.
That has little chance of long-term success. Leaders may like it. Does not make them focus on safety, but it lets them think they can focus on other parts of the business. It's important for the leaders to go out and demonstrate visible, felt safety leadership. They have to walk the talk. The entire organization has to see that the leadership is concerned about their safety. Safety is just not owned by the workers at the lowest level or by the safety professionals. It's got to be owned by the entire organization. I think one of the best traits that a leader can show is caring. It's not about a rule. It's about, I don't want you to get hurt.
Yeah, right. You guys have both shared just briefly there around some leadership behaviors as well, which is great and so important from a sponsorship through to the actual the visible leadership. So Chris, just keen to understand a bit more in regards to if we know leadership is absolutely paramount to this, how do we ensure that we're predicting those potential risks and what are we doing about them?
First thing we need to do is to undertake what we call a hazard identification workshop. And at that workshop, you get in about a dozen people, all of the right disciplines, and you go and you look at your top 20 risks. Those are all the ones that have the potential to kill people. Firstly, you look at that. Once you've got that, you develop what we call a risk profile, and that's of your 20 risk. Most companies do not do that. They need to do that. You then have other risk tools which are fantastic, which are lower down the chain. One that traditionally people use is the job safety analysis, which is really task analysis. And then you've got stuff like SILs, and you've got safety cases, but those are mostly for the major offshore oil and gas industry and the rail industry in the UK. Apart from that, you've got hazard reports, which are the day-to-day, you report a hazard, and usually they're very low level. To me, the key is running your hazard identification workshop, generating your risk register, and using it. Most people have a risk register, but it's full of rubbish. And the reason I say that is 20 A3 pages that nobody ever uses to plan their work.
Just before you leave, though, I'd just like you to offer up your opinion on the key learnings that you would like to share with our viewers.
Leadership starts at the top. You have to involve the entire organization, and that you have to have safety as a core value. Everyone has to value safety. It's not safety first, it's safety is equal. Safety is equal, integral in everything we do. We don't just do safety and then go do work, we go do safe work.
What I would like people to come along and see is how to take a reactive and poor safety culture to a proactive and great safety culture.
Okay, thanks Charlie, and thanks Chris for sharing your insights and sharing your learnings. There is nothing surer than organizations that have a safety culture are also organizations that have better business processes, they have greater business focus, and are also have a very strong employee engagement. Now, this is all of the types of activities that are needed whenever you're driving any type of transformation. So you can really learn a lot in regards to organizations that actually shift their focus and build a strong safety culture. So once again, thanks Charlie, thanks Chris for your insights. And I think all of us, doesn't matter what our field is, what our industry is, can take learnings from that today. So feel free to join us on Tuesday, the 12th of May for our webinar on how to build a strong safety culture. This is 11 a.m. Singapore time, the 12th of May. And you'll be able to experience and hear the insights from our experts and understand how to unpack a real safety culture. We look forward to seeing you on the 12th of May and discussing how to build a strong safety culture. Goodbye.